Welcome to the University Eyeclinic in Heidelberg. I would like to show you the implantation of the Primus-HD preload intraocular lens. Let's go inside the room. The lens is available as a clear or as a yellow version with a blue filter. It's a hydrophobic acrylic intraocular lens. We've tested this lens in our laboratory and we had excellent results in terms of manufacturing, so scanning electron microscopy was very nice, and we had 0 glistenings when we did accelerated aging testing in the DJ Apple lab. So the surgery now will be done with a 2.2 mm incision, and I will show you and talk you through the procedure step by step. Let's start now with the paracentesis. I usually do the paracentesis at 3 and 9 o'clock. As you can see here, I stabilize the eye with the sponge. And also to fill up the eye, we use, in this case here, hyaluronic acid as an OVD. The clear cornea incision for this lens, 2.2 mm, is used here. Capsulotomy is done with a Utrata forceps. Usually do capsular access of around 5 mm, and this way the 6 mm optic will fit very nicely. The lens has a 30 mm overall diameter, is available in 0.5 diopter steps from -10 to +36 diopters. There are other interesting features of the lens, as you will see later when we put it in. It has a continuous sharp edge, also at the haptic optic junction. It has a frosted edge design to prevent dysphotopsia and glare. So let's go back to the surgery. We see here now the hydrodissection and hydrodelineation, as you can see here with the Sauter cannula, to mobilize the lens and have the nucleus ready for the phacoemulsification. We use the Centurion system here, and you will see a kind of modified divide and conquer technique here in this kind of +3 nucleus density. We do some strokes to prepare the nucleus and then crack the nucleus and do the quadrant removal of the cataract. So as you can see, this is a pretty standard procedure here and a normal density type of cataract. After removal of the nucleus, we have the cortex left and the epinucleus. I like to aspirate as much as possible with the phaco tip, but at the end we usually have to finish this up with the bimanual irrigation aspiration. Usually at this point, when I start with the bimanual irrigation aspiration, the nurse will start to prepare the preloaded system. You can see that here. It's called the ProCert preload system. It's delivered in a plastic tray. There are no kind of locks or anything in the system. It's very easy to remove from the plastic tray. You insert the viscoelastic, as you can see here. Everything is transparent, so you can very nicely see also the yellow lens when we advance it later in the plunger, with the plunger in the cartridge. It's easy to take off, and now just by screwing it comes up in the nostril of the cartridge. You can see very controlled and with steady force. During the time I just do my surgery and don't even look at it, because the nurse can do that without any problem. And I can take over now and put it directly through the incision. I prefer to put it a little bit deeper to implant the lens directly into the capsular bag. It comes out with both haptics lying on the anterior surface of the optic, as you can see here. It unfolds more or less directly and then self-centers itself inside the capsular bag. You don't need to go in with a spatula or something, just directly with the irrigation aspiration. You see we irrigate and aspirate the viscoelastic out. In this case we didn't really need to go behind the IOL optic. You see a nice overlapping here of the capsulotomy and the optic. Once we have removed everything, I do a kind of rock and roll technique also to mobilize the viscoelastic behind the optic. And then we hydrate the paracentesis and have a good tonus of the eye. We give cefuroxime for endophthalmitis prophylaxis as a routine thing here. And now the case is done. And you have seen this was a very easy routine case, and IOL implantation and preparation was very, very smooth and without any problem. So we have seen a nice surgery here with an intelligent preload system and a very easy to implant Primus-HD IOL.